This week on Stubborn Grit.
Wait!
His wife and he are building a house together. Sweat equity. It's like a marriage workshop. Build the dream. How hard can it be? How long will it take? They don't have a clue. They're doing it themselves. Ignorance is bliss. Will they survive? Will their teenagers thrive? What's wrong with you people? Are they crazy? Maybe. Dream big. Don't quit. Stubborn Grit.
So I have a weekend off. We're gonna try to start on these posts.
Again, these are southern yellow pine posts that are cut green and can be fairly heavy with their high moisture content. Timbers usually go from the stump to the yard in a few weeks. No one wants them sitting around too long, due to the potential for more staining, mold, bugs, checking, and rot. I'm still thinking around 350 to 400 pounds for the 16-foot 8x8 posts. Clearly, I'm living some of my childhood dreams, like driving this little tractor around with my craft project on the front. So we're now going to unwrap the timbers and start picking through them. We made sure to buy some extra posts to give us some options. This is our shorter bundle of posts with a lot of staples, which can really slice your hand if you're not careful.
So these are supposed to be number one. Grade number one.
Kinda looks like they were sprayed with bleach or something. They are cut and stacked wet, so it's likely for cleaning up the mold and discoloration.
So yeah, these are stamped number ones. That one for sure. So we have 5 of these 8-footers. We have some extra 10-footers that we could swap out some of these for if we had to. So we're just looking at them to see how the condition of the wood is as far as checking and such. Checking is generally not a problem unless it goes all the way through. And that could be a problem. Big little knot. But when they grade them, that's a visual grading. I don't know a lot about it, but they count how many knots, the size of the knots, how close they are to the ends. So that white stuff on there, I sealed it all up the other day to try to slow down some of the drying. I think it dries clear.
The end grain loses moisture much faster than the sides. We're trying to reduce the checking, those big cracks that can form on the sides and ends of a wooden post.
Wait! There we go! Good job!
We didn't need the gym pole to remove the batter boards, but it was already rigged up, so we used it to move them out of the way. With the batter boards gone, we're laying out some 2x bracing lumber for our first row of posts. Trying out the smaller timbers first. Transporting the posts in a vertical orientation will require us to clear some vegetation along the way. We've got the first post suspended above the ground and have yet to tip over. We're taping these up on the bottom where they'll sit in the brackets to isolate the wood from the metal. We're hoping this will help keep any moisture that forms between the two materials from encouraging rust and rot. Some of this flashing tape will need to be trimmed off eventually, only where it's exposed inside the building. We're still in the experimental phase here. We really don't need all this for a short post, but we're getting a feel for the process and trying to figure out the best workflow. It's easy for the post to start swinging if I'm not careful. And ultimately, it's the 16-foot post that we're the most concerned about. I'm trying to feather the controls and not injure my son. The green timbers are a bit wider, closer to 7 3/4 inches square right now. Eventually they should dry and shrink down to about 7.5 to 7 1/4 inch range. My son doesn't much care for the big orange hard hat, but better safe than a cracked melon. We're learning as we go, thinking through every step, hoping to not make any expensive mistakes along the way. There's a lot to consider when doing this for the first time. Should the post be flush to the inside or the outside of the bracket? Or maybe split the difference? Can we get it plumb in both directions? Will this 4-foot level work for an 8-foot post? Which way does the post bow, and which way do we face it? We think we're headed in the right direction, just need to figure out the best way to brace them in place. I'm thinking it's best to roughen the whole back row first, then we can compare them to each other and tweak as needed. And we've got the first one roughed in. Grab the second post, and I'm starting to realize this is not the most efficient way to move them to the build site. Mama, if you're watching, I'm sure you're very proud of my slow and careful driving. As a teenager, I did drive a bit too fast. Placing both corner posts first, and then we'll do the others in between. I'm learning that the 4-foot level will need to be interpreted a bit on the 8-foot post. We will need a taller level for the taller post. With the second post in place, we now have a plan for lifting the larger posts with our gym pole. We will be driving them over to the foundation first. We'll be using the GATOR to save some time. Installing the 4th post, using some blocks of wood to keep it out of the dirt and get it a bit closer for a shorter lift. It's a bit of a tight squeeze, and it's easier to just tap it in with the sledgehammer than trying to hop it into the bracket. Five posts roughed in. It's kind of slow going. We really didn't get started until after lunch. And then we're just trying to figure everything out, how best to move these posts and such. And I discovered that I probably need to move the posts some other way besides going vertical, kind of top heavy, or might tip it over. So the plan is to carry them over on the, probably the back of the GATOR. I need to look at what that thing can support load-wise. A 16-foot post should work just fine. First day of erecting posts. After I was finished thinking through the next steps, my son came back to pick me up. He often takes the long way around. He's not old enough to legally drive a car yet, but he's enjoying the GATOR for now.